What's up, guys? Welcome to a new YouTube video. I am super pumped for this one. I'm in the small screen right now because I'm about to show you guys a bunch of different things with the objective of helping you become your elite self and ultimately empowering you to become the elite version of yourself mentally and physically, and starting that process today. And like I said, I'm going to be showing you a few different things. I'm going to be showing you some of our key frameworks, mindsets, and strategies to literally apply into your life immediately and literally change the entire trajectory of your life potentially. Like, the stuff I'm going to go over is that powerful if you let it be that powerful for you. And I'm super excited to get into it. Without wasting any more time, I want to essentially give you an idea about who I am first and foremost, um, and kind of what our mission is before we head into the meat and potatoes. In regards of who I am, I founded Elite Self Coaching in 2019, October 2019, and at the time, it was simply just a side gig, like to make a few bucks on the side, online coaching, like fitness, like helping guys get abs and whatnot. And since then, it's become much more than that, to say the least. Now it's our mission to help 1 million entrepreneurs develop into what they define to be their elite self so they can achieve their max potential and create the impact that they know they're truly capable of creating on the world. And I actually have this in a document. I should bring this up. Yeah, so I wrote this little dog just for this purpose and I forgot to bring it up. Yeah, and so it's a massive mission and we're incredibly passionate about it, and that's why I'm doing this. And I make videos like this, I make all my content. We have our program, like my essentially whole energetic bandwidth revolves around helping entrepreneurs develop into what they define to be their elite self, and also developing myself into my elite self. And over the course of my business journey so far, as I've developed, I realized how important it was to develop yourself mentally and physically as it pertains to business. So obviously with your health and with your fitness, but also within your routines and within your confidence, and within your skills, and the foundation being health and fitness. And I'll show you guys a little before and after. I think I have one somewhere around here. Yep, right there. So this is actually a before and after of when I first started business versus when this second picture is like a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. Um, just to give you guys an idea of kind of who I am in my own journey, and just some sense of credibility behind what I'm talking about here. So you're listening to somebody who's actually knows what they're talking about. Because there's a lot of people who talk about a lot of things that really have no business talking about those things. But anyways, that's a rant for another day. Um, the differences between these two guys, obviously you can see the physical differences, and this is again when I started business, and kind of when like I said a few weeks ago. And through my own self-development journey, I've realized the importance of self-development again as it pertains to entrepreneurship. And making a self-development transformation isn't just like, obviously with me, I use my fitness and I have a fitness and self-development business. So obviously there are also direct implications of how making a transformation like this will help me in business. But let's say you're in a business that has nothing to do with health and fitness. Making this transformation will still benefit you on levels that I'm going to try to articulate to you today, because it's literally night and day. And like I said, for me, you can obviously see the physical transformation, but the physical transformation is the least substantial of the transformations that I've made over the last, few years. There's a lot of mindset growth there, energy, health as well, emotional intelligence. I'm more dialed in than I ever have been. Like my current version of myself, I've constructed very intentionally, and this is what we help our clients do as well, because the version of yourself you become determines the life you create. So you need to be very particular about who you develop into, because everything else depends on it. The life you create, the partner you end up with, the extent to which you succeed in business, the extent to which you max out your potential. And for me, I'm nowhere close to my max potential, but I know that my continued self development is the key. The foundation of that being health and fitness. And most of you guys here, I have on my little thing here. Who is this for? This is for entrepreneurs who have a massive desire to improve themselves. The first objective being health and fitness. Because without health and without fitness, we really have nothing. We like they say that a person who's healthy has 1,000 wishes. A person who's unhealthy has one wish, right? To be healthy, right? And so you're currently in that spot where you have a big vision for your life, for your business, impact you can create on the world, but you know your health's holding you back, you know your body's holding you back, you know your nutrition is just draining your energy and decreasing the quality of your health. You know you're not as confident as you could be because you might be overweight or just like unfit. You're not going to achieve your max potential, and that's the cold hard truth. And you likely already know this by now, because when you're living as a suboptimal version of yourself, it's internal hell, and you likely already know this. And it sucks because I've been there myself, not in the health and fitness department. As you can see here, I started my entrepreneurship journey, you could say, in relatively good shape. I had the blessing of my mom kind of getting my brother and I into health and fitness at an early age. So I went through my health and fitness introduction and initiation like in middle school. That's just how the cookie crumbled for me, right? I didn't have to go through it as an adult. I entered my entrepreneurship journey already having somewhat of a base, but my base here was mainly just like aesthetics. A major transformation that happened between these two guys was optimizing health and energy through my nutrition, because this guy was eating, whatever, pizza and Subway multiple times a week and just like, getting away with having a fast metabolism. Um, and but it just wasn't that healthy, right? And so this version of myself, uh, again, things are dialed, and I want you guys to have this. Like it's amazing. Like being dialed in with your health and with your fitness and with your routines and with your discipline and with your time management and with your clarity towards who you need to become and what you're going to create. We're going to go over all these frameworks that will help facilitate this for you guys, like in this video shortly. But I just want to give you a breakdown of kind of how I came to be the person I am. And like I said, I just want this for you guys, because I can tell you one thing: if I wasn't healthy, or if I wasn't fit, or if I snapped my fingers and I was, 30 pounds overweight or just low energy, or something of this nature, I would dedicate whatever was needed to optimizing that immediately, because I know it's the highest leverage aspect of business, right? When you're low energy, low confidence, low quality health, business is hard. It's harder than it needs to be. Business is already climbing up a mountain, as you know, right? We need to give ourselves every advantage we can get. Being absolutely dialed in with your health and with your fitness and with your routines and with your energy, it makes everything easier, and people respect you more. You have better relationships with your clients, with your team. You're a better leader. Quite frankly, you're a better leader because now you're leading yourself. People recognize that, wow, this guy means business. He respects himself. He's healthy. He's disciplined. He, does what is necessary to live longer. He does what's necessary to prioritize his energy. He does what's necessary to become the best version of himself, so he can apply a higher level version of himself to his business. These are unconscious interpretations of what people see when you're absolutely dialed in. And again, this is what I want for you guys. Each of you will have a slightly different journey to embark on, but for the most part, you guys are here to first and foremost develop your health and fitness, because it's the pillar of self-development. Without it, we have nothing. And so I want to empower you guys to do that today, and give you some solid value here. And yeah, so that's that. At the end, by the way, I'm going to go over a program breakdown of how we have things structured. I get questions very often in regards to like, how does it work? Like, what's going on with your guys' program? So I'm just going to answer that in this video, just to break it down, just so I have, quite frankly, to save myself time, so I don't have to explain it multiple times every day or every week. Before we get into things, though, here's a first little injection of potential mindset shifting that you'll need to make. A lot of entrepreneurs, especially if you're an established entrepreneur, you have a lot going on, you have a business, you have a team, you have responsibilities, you're crushing it, right? You have to believe that you actually do have time to do this, or you can prioritize the time. Like health and fitness, it either needs to be allocated out of your free time, or you need to be working a little bit less in order to prioritize your health and fitness. Like it's worth it to work if you're working insane hours, like if you're working like 16-hour days, like 7 days a week or something like this, working, let's say 15 and a half or 15 hours a day, but using half an hour to an hour of health, like of time for health and fitness each day is a much, much better situation because sacrificing half an hour out of your business to be healthy and fit and energized will give you 15 very high quality hours as opposed to 16 less than high quality hours. Like you get time back by investing in your health and fitness. And chances are, you won't even need to. I have this point kind of down here. Chances are you won't even need to take any time away from your business because you're probably not working 16 hours a day. If you are, respect. If you're not, like if you're working 8 or 10 or 12, you can easily find time outside of business to work on this. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, even if it's 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day, that is enough to progress towards the health and the body you want. Major belief that you need to like instill, right? Another belief, it's never too late. So a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs think that like what's the point now? Like, my metabolism slowed down or whatever the case is, right? It's never too late. You can always do it. There are 70-year-olds who are in amazing shape right now that are on bodybuilding stages. And on the health side, it's certainly never too late because optimizing your health now could literally mean another 10 years or another 20 years to live. So it's certainly never too late because it extends your life. So it's a major, major belief, a very important belief there. Another one here, tomorrow doesn't exist. Whatever bridge you have to cross in order to start this journey, it's going to have to get crossed at some point. And reinforcing the thought pattern of delaying things until tomorrow or next week or next month or when this business project finishes or when this deal closes or whatever the case is, it essentially means that it's never going to happen because all you're doing is reinforcing the fact that this development is in the future. And then it's like chasing a carrot. It always stays in the future. And so whatever roadblocks you have that are preventing you from starting today, whether it's a mental roadblock or a physical roadblock or an emotional roadblock, whatever it is, whether it's a belief like you don't have enough time, or it's a physical thing like an injury, or it's a conscious thing like not having the knowledge. There are solutions to all of these things, and they're not going to fix themselves. So you have to come like face these whatever is there for you and address them and start. And that's it. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So I hope that made sense. And in regards of the things I'm about to talk about, I mean, we've helped many people with this. I can show you guys the Instagram real quick. You guys have probably already seen this, but I mean, the things I'm about to talk about don't just work for me. I'm not just some special unicorn that, has magical powers that can grow a business to 6 figures and get shredded and develop myself and get dialed in. Like these guys are all crushing it. Losing weight, gaining muscle, gaining energy, solidifying their routines, and just becoming better versions of themselves, better entrepreneurs. It's quite profound the progress that can be made. And so let's just dive right into things here. First and foremost, this is the first framework I want to provide to you guys. This, by the way, computer might slow down a bit here. Okay, this is the first thing I want to help you guys out with. So grab a pen and paper as well, because we're gonna do a quick activity after this. This is essentially the framework of what Elite Self is. I want to go through this real quick with you guys. So the essence of this is that in order to achieve your grand vision, you are going to have to become a certain version of yourself, right? And so if you can close your eyes if you want, but just think about this max potential vision that you want to create in your life, right? Think about the place you want to take your business, right? So if you're at 6 figures, is it 7? Is that the goal? Is it 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures? Is it the big B, right? What kind of lifestyle do you want? Do you want a private jet? Do you want a yacht? Do you want a house? Do you want a few houses? Do you want cars? What kind of fulfillment do you want? What kind of relationships do you want with your spouse, partner, friends, inner circle? What kind of hobbies and joy do you want in life? What kind of impact do you want to create in the world? Do you want to help out your community? Do you want to help out a major world problem? Do you want to give back to a certain entity or a certain community or country or city or cause? Right. So, what is that vision for you? That grand vision. Okay. Then think about what kind of version of yourself would have to be like constructed in order to actually materialize that. Right. Again, the basis of this will be health and fitness. Um, oh, that was a double click. Basis of this being health and fitness, but you're going to have to develop yourself much more than just regards of your health and fitness in order to actually achieve this vision, right? So think about who that is. Think about what you're going to have to develop about your mindset, around your beliefs, around your skills, your education, your character traits, your routines, your time management. Think about the comfort zone edges that you're going to have to completely obliterate. Like mentally and physically, who must you continue to become in order to actually make this a reality? Okay. And this is all fine and good, but ultimately it's just an idea. It's just in our imagination. It's not real. And so where this becomes real is the current version of yourself. The and this is elite self kind of has two pillars. It's this idea of who you can become, which is constantly evolving, right? Self growth is a moving finish line. And then it's this idea, or not an idea, it's this reality of who you are becoming in the moment. Okay. And this is where it gets real because none of this matters. Like this vision is never going to happen. Like this version of yourself that you know you can become, it doesn't matter until you start becoming it in the present. Okay. So again, for most of you, if you're coming to this video, it's probably the first step in that is probably your health and fitness, right? In order to become this version, that version of yourself, guaranteed, no matter who you are, no matter what your vision is, if you're an ambitious entrepreneur, no matter who you must become, the foundation is health and fitness. You need to be healthy, you need to be energized, you need to live long enough to actually make this happen. Right? And so you need to start becoming that version of yourself immediately. And while you are taking current action towards this vision. Okay. And so this just represents your current development, your current steps forward. This represents your North Star, your imagination, what you're moving towards, both with yourself and your vision. I hope this makes sense. Now it's activity time. So I want you guys to break out a little notepad or a journal or notes on your laptop, whatever makes sense. And I want you guys to go through this exact activity because if you guys, quite frankly, if you guys just digest this and don't do anything with it, it's just mental masturbation at this point. So I want you guys to make this real for yourself and write it down and actually derive some value from this. So number one, I want you to define your vision. And when you define this vision, guys, don't have a filter on it. You might have already progressed to some different stages in your vision. I want you to articulate the max potential of it without thinking about what's realistic, how it will happen, how that next level is even possible, what your family's going to think, what your friends are going to think. It doesn't matter. Okay? This is a conversation between you and you. And I want you to think about the fact that you're going to die soon. You are going to be 6 feet underground or in ash form or however you wish to, transmute your energy after you're gone. Okay? You're going to be 6 feet under and no one's going to care. And no one's going to care what you're about your ambition or about your goals or about what you didn't do or who you didn't become. That's going to be all on you. Okay. You're going to be the one experiencing that regret on your deathbed if you do not do this. Okay. This is a perspective that I bring myself often to because one thing that I'm working very hard to avoid is being 100 years old or 150 years old, maybe with today's technology, on my deathbed saying what if, saying I wish I would have become this version, saying I wish I would have went for that vision. I am sure as hell not experiencing that regret. I do not want you guys to experience that regret either. In order to not experience that regret, you need to define your full vision, max potential. Don't leave anything, don't worry about what's realistic or how it will happen. The how unfolds as you go. Okay. This is number one. Put some effort into this activity too, by the way. Don't just blow by it. Like this is very high leverage clarification that we're doing. Next, define who you must become in order to actually materialize that. So define like the max potential version of yourself that you can think of too. Body, health, energy, routines, tendencies, behavior. Think about what you don't have. Think about what addictions you don't have, or what emotional crutches you don't have, or what bad habits you don't have, etc. Right? Who is this max potential version of yourself that is kind of like that is associated with this reality? Okay. Next, define your next elite self development. So for you, again, that's probably health and fitness. Define what that looks like. Maybe over the next 6 months, what would an absolute success for you look like in regards of your self development to move you towards this version of yourself, right? Would it be 20, 30, 40 pounds down? Would it be a bit healthier in some ways? Would it be reducing health risks of certain diseases or certain health conditions? Would it be increased energy so you can actually execute in your vision each day, the whole day? What does that look like for you? Write that down. A good way, and I want to give you guys an additional little hack here that is just, it's unprecedented how powerful this is. The question, what would my elite self do? This is one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself, because this allows you to consistently create a tangent line towards this version of yourself, towards your elite self. When you ask yourself, what would my elite self do? It forces your brain into a very high level answer. When you're considering going to the gym or not, what would your elite self do? When you're considering pressing snooze in the morning or not, what would my elite self do? When you're considering scrolling on your phone as opposed to putting it down and doing work, you ask yourself, what would my elite self do? When your client or partner or associate comes to you with a problem, something that needs to be handled, you ask yourself, what would my elite self do? Asking yourself this question, no matter what you're asking it about, will allow you to consciously operate from a different playing field and see things from a higher level version of yourself. And then what this gives you is the opportunity to act on that higher level information and go to the gym and not press snooze and put your phone down and get some work done and handle the situation in the most productive manner possible. If you ask yourself this multiple times a day, you're going to consistently level yourself up, and you're not going to if you do this for 30 days, you're not going to recognize yourself in 30 days. It's that lethal. Okay. And so I just wanted to give you guys that hack too. It's something I ask myself often, and no matter what chapter of my journey I'm in, I always ask myself, what would my elite self do here? Okay. And then whatever the next level, my voice is getting, I get too passionate, guys. My throat gets scratchy. And then define this next level of your vision development. So if you're an entrepreneur that's been crushing it in business for a while now, and you've kind of left your health and fitness to the side, your vision is probably relatively developed. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe you still feel you're incredibly early in your process, and that's great. Wherever you're at, you just need to define how you're going to continue moving towards this. You're going to start developing yourself in the ways that matter the most to you, probably your health and fitness, like we just discussed. But now that you've defined this max potential vision, what do the next steps look like for you? Start to execute on that too. And just like you're defining what does your next level elite self-development look like, define what next level vision development looks like. And both will bounce off each other. When you're developing yourself and you're also developing your vision, that's when life becomes amazing. Even if you're early in the process, if you're doing the things that are within your control with your self-development and also your vision, that's the cat's pajamas right there. That's the process. That's it. Like that, it's amazing. And so I want this for you guys. I want you to be the best versions of yourselves in the present moment. I want you to strive to continue to become better versions of yourself. I want you to continually strive towards maxing out your full potential with your vision as well. And that's the essence of this particular framework. And if you do this, you're setting yourself in the very 1%, because most people, this idea never makes the crossover into real action. They just stay here. The vision stays in their mind. The version of themselves that they know they can become stays in their mind. They never make it real. So if you guys do this activity and actually implement on it, you'll be in the vast minority of this. Now, I want to provide you guys, I'm kind of just ripping through this because I'm conscious of your guys' time. And so I want to provide you, but I do want to provide you guys a few more things here. Next framework, let's rock and roll. This is, if you couple this framework with the framework we just talked about, you're going to be you're going to level up your high performance level by tenfold. Seriously. Okay. So this time management framework is very high level. Let's just dive right into it here. So black, uh, white, black, and purple time. I want you guys to spend 90 to 99+% of your time in white, black, and purple time. I want you to avoid gray time. Now, let's unpack this. Gray time would be wasted time. For you, that is going to look like something different from the next person. Gray time for me was predominantly social media usage and social media scrolling. I would easily have like 3, 4, 5, 6 hour screen time days on my phone, where probably two plus hours of that was social media. This was my gray time. This was my guilty, time waster, right? Where I'd throw away 2 hours of my day, which is a month out of each year, on social media, doing nothing, right? I'm talking non-productive social media time as well. Okay. For you, this might be TV, it might be Netflix, it might be, something else. It might be a distraction or an addiction. It might be spending time and money, smoking or eating too much, like binge eating or eating as an emotional distraction. It could be many different things, but you know this in your heart right now. Whatever your gray time is, whatever you're wasting time with, we need to minimize that. We need to start minimizing that. And instead, we need to start spending time in the black, white, and purple. Let's break these down one by one. Black time would be business time, productivity time, your skill building. You are executing in your business, client calls, sales calls, team calls, working on projects, everything in business, right? White time is self-development time. This would be working out. This would be, eating a healthy meal. This would be meditating. This would be journaling, anything in the self-development department. Purple time is fun. So this is like just fun. This could be hobbies. This could be seeing friends or family. This could be, it could be enjoying a nice meal, right? And the idea here is to operate in the triangle and reducing the wasted time. And now you may or may not be thinking like, okay, like purple time sounds kind of similar to gray time. Like I could enjoy a meal in purple time, but you also mentioned eating as a potential gray time activity. It's person to person with what is purple and what's gray. For example, for the same person, for example, me, I'll give you an example for me. Social media scrolling was my gray time activity where I realized like, look, this is a conversation I had in my own head. I'm like, wow, if I want to achieve my max potential, I need to mitigate this. Like if I spend 2 hours a day on social media, there's no way I'm achieving my max potential. So I need to mitigate this. But now I can slot off a solid 15 minutes or whatever in my calendar just to binge some social media, to watch some reels or whatever it is. It's intentional, it's calculated. That's the difference here, right? For you, maybe like emotionally eating or something like this is your gray time activity where you have bad eating habits and it's just a lot of unhealthy food, right? Maybe that's your gray time. In purple time, we teach our entrepreneurs how to eat your favorite foods and still lose weight or still get in amazing shape, right? So having a calculated meal where you're intentional about your calories and you know where it fits in within your self-development journey, that could fit under purple time. If you're addicted to porn or masturbation and you're doing it daily as a stress reliever, right? That would be gray time. But if you do it just as like a healthy thing, that you want to do as whatever, right? Then that's fine. That could be purple time, where it's not like an emotional distraction anymore. It's just something you do for self-pleasure, right? Where you take that emotional distraction, like that emotional stress, and instead you deal with it in white time by meditating or journaling or whatever else, right? So you guys kind of get the idea here, where I think that it's best to live life in black, white, and purple time, because in gray time, it just doesn't serve you at all. It just distracts you from your emotions. It distracts you from your vision, distracts you from the version of yourself you can become. And life is still meant to have fun. I want you guys to have fun. That's why purple time is in here, right? Play some sports, have some fun, go out, do whatever you got to do. But if something's a consistent distraction, consistent addiction, something that is holding you back, then that's when it becomes gray time. And we need to immediately start to mitigate that if you have any hope of achieving your max potential. Okay. And so again, self-growth time, business productivity time, and fun. slash, connection, family, friends, hobbies, etc. Okay. And again, if you couple this with this framework here, you're going to be an absolute beast. And if I could give you guys two things only from this video, and you went and actually implemented this, your life is going to change. I hope these two frameworks made sense. Feel free to comment down below if you have any questions about them, or message me directly on Instagram if you have any questions about them. But they're pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Again, I hope they made sense. Cool. All right. So at this point, I'm going to go over kind of how our program works. By the way, the things I just went over, like, you could go off and crush it just based off that stuff, right? If you are curious about the program, I'm about to go over it. And so, because we know this, for a lot of people, having these frameworks is great, but for a lot of people, they know they need that one-on-one customization for their goals. They're like, they need that, the nutrition strategy that actually works for them. They need the fitness strategy that actually works for them. They need the self-growth progression plan that actually works for them, that is customized for them, and they need to be held accountable to it, at least in the short term, to really get things rocking and rolling, because they've tried other stuff on their own. They just know that this is the chapter of their journey where they need to hire a mentor, hire a coach, in order to really allow them to level up quickly into the version of themselves they know they're meant to become. Okay. And we want to help you do that, if you're the right person, of course. So without further ado, this is essentially what the program looks like. I have another framework here to kind of explain everything. So my computer tends to be slow when I'm screen recording. So first and foremost, the first thing that we look at when we take on new clients is their elite self. Who do they want to become? So we essentially get clients to fill out this for us, so we know exactly what they want to create, who they need to become, what their next level areas of development are, and what they're working towards. But the main focus of our program is this little box right here, which is what is your next level area of development that you need to experience in this chapter of your journey. Again, for most of you, that's going to be health and fitness. And so in our entry-level program, Elite Self Level 1, we help guys, again, the most common development that we help people with is shedding off fat, shedding off like 20, 30, 40 pounds of fat, building up lean muscle, gaining energy, improving your health, and gaining confidence. This is our bread and butter, and this is what we're extremely skilled at helping ambitious entrepreneurs with, is this exact thing right here. Okay. And yeah. And so first we get our clients to define what that looks like. And then we have this is essentially like an overview of the program down here. And by the way, I have been a personal trainer, so I know what that looks like. I've seen many other online coaches in the space. I know what that looks like. We've created something here that works specifically for entrepreneurs who want to develop into the best versions of themselves mentally and physically. Because here's the thing, personal trainers, I have respect for them. I used to be one. They serve a purpose, but it's a very limited scope of practice. And you end up paying a lot of money for a limited scope of practice and minimal accountability. You're just paying for the fitness side of things a few hours a week. And you're paying after you learn the form, which we show you to do as well. You're essentially just paying for them to hold a stopwatch next to you while you work out. And I realized this as a personal trainer, where I'm like, wow, my client really doesn't need more fitness help right now. He really needs nutrition or lifestyle or mindset or routine help. That's where his bottlenecks are, not fitness anymore. And so based on being in that industry, I came into this knowing that a holistic approach is much more effective. And even with online coaches that are currently out there, there's pieces missing, predominantly mindset. If you want to achieve anything worthwhile in life, it's 80% mindset, 20% mechanics or strategy, where we have the mechanics side with the strategy, creating a strategy for you with the fitness plan, the nutrition plan, and whatever self-development plan that is required to develop into your elite self, but also the mentality behind it, the belief shifting, the identity shifting, the mindset. That is what's going to really allow things to click for you and to make this the last time you have to start over, or the last time you have to start. There's a 97% failure rate with personal trainers and online trainers on average. there was a study that I read that from, and it did not surprise me at all. And I think it was that 97% of people that go through a program reverse within 1 to 3 years, like reverse the progress they get in 1 to 3 years, because there's no shift made on the inside. The personal trainers out there, other online coaches out there, they simply just toss you a meal plan and a workout plan, and they get you to do it, and they hold you accountable to it. But then after the program, there was no internal shift made in you in the ways that how you think or the ways that you operate. And then you just go right back to square one after you're done. We've had multiple clients come into our program from that are now just crushing it on their own because the necessary mindset shifts were made. And so, like I said, I've evaluated the scopes of practice that are out there. I've been involved in several of them, and we've created something here that actually works in the short term and in the long term. And that's why we're incredibly passionate about it. And I have a lot of conviction behind it. Without further ado, let's unpack this. So the first pillar of this is going to be your one-on-one elite self-performance coach. So once clients enter the program, they're assigned an elite self-performance coach based on their exact goals. And this coach is going to be your primary touch point in the program. And regarding the performance coach, there's kind of two main pillars we look at here. First of which is strategy. So your coach is going to be aware of who you want to become, your elite self, and also your next level area of development that you want to experience. Our entry level program, Elite Self Level 1, is 20 weeks long, so just under 5 months. And so we're going to get really crystal clear about the development you want to experience over the next 5 months. And then they're going to create this strategy for you based on your experience level, based on your schedule, based on your availability and the equipment you have available, your current diet preferences and goals. And they're going to create a sustainable strategy for you. So you start immediately progressing towards the body you want and the version of your health that you want and your energy. Okay. And if there are other self-development related initiatives outside of your health and fitness, we'll also address those too. But again, the bread and butter will be the health and fitness. Okay. And all that is done through an app. And I think I have Aldo pulled up here. Aldo's one of our clients. This is what it looks like from the coach's end. From the this is what it looks like from the coach's end. From the client's end, this will be a mobile app, and each day will be on the screen as a dashboard. So it looks like a lot going on this screen just because this is our end. But as you can see, this is what a random example will look like. Each client looks different. Each client's workouts will look different. How long they are, what they consist of. Each client's calories and macro goal will look different. If we have a macro goal, we sometimes don't for specific reasons. And the habits that a client follows will all be different. For Aldo, we have 5 habits here. Aldo's at a pretty advanced stage in his journey. And so we have a few things in there for him. When clients start, we typically operate we operate with the least amount of things possible just to get their feet wet, to get them rocking and rolling, and to help them create their initial fitness progress. So oftentimes it just looks like a fitness plus nutrition goal, plus watching our mindset course, which I'm going to go over in a second. But just for context, Aldo he's crushed it. He's this guy right here. And as you can see, and again, this physical transformation that you can see is the least substantial of the transformations Aldo made. He's so much more dialed in now with his routines, with his time management, with his energy. He is a much higher level version of himself now, which I'm incredibly proud of him for. You can watch his client interview here if you guys want to check out further. But so we run everything through an app. So the health, the fitness, the strategy will be through the app. So super simple, right? Then is the accountability aspect of it. So you're going to be having one-on-one weekly Zoom calls with your accountability coach to go over how the strategy is going, how the workouts are feeling, how the nutrition's going, how the self-development protocol is going, what's easy, what's hard, what needs to change, what do we need to increase, or what do we need to reduce, what do we need to look at here, how are you doing, how are you feeling? Just making sure everything's aired out, everything is addressed each week to make sure that you're consistently progressing towards the version of yourself that you know you need to become. Okay. And you'll also have direct message access to your coach if you need any support in between the weekly calls. And we also have our community as well. And we have all of this via Slack. And so I do have the Slack thing pulled up here. And so we recently switched to Slack, which I'm really pumped about. We used to run it between Facebook and WhatsApp, and now we just put everything in one spot in Slack. This is a change we recently made, and it's just way better. I'm really enjoying it. It's good to have them here. And so you'll have access to message your coach, direct message via Slack. We also have many different channels in here. If you know Slack, you know what I'm talking about here. If you're new to Slack, I'll kind of give you a rundown. You can have like different channels for different purposes. We have like a general channel here, which I use for birthdays or welcoming new members to the program, or announcements, or new clients will sometimes post a little introduction or whatever else, right? Group calls, which I'm going to go over in a second as well. I post group call recordings in here of different topics to go over each week. Leaderboards. We just shout out our top performers each week. And we also have some merch prizes as well each week, or each month rather, for Performer of the Month. And we have a few other channels here. Wins channel is definitely one of my favorites. Clients coming here to post wins, how they're doing. A couple of recent ones here. I mean, although again, getting more dialed in with his mornings. John Ferrari, weights down, health is better. What more can you ask for? And ahead, building confidence. And as you can see, we just have clients will post wins in here as well. And so this is just where our community is. It's awesome. And this is where our communication happens. And you also have direct message access to me in here as well. And yeah, so that's that. And super simple. Again, we've streamlined things to focus on nothing more and nothing less of what's needed here. Okay. And then the other side of this is going to be your support with me. And so your coach is going to focus on the health, fitness, and self-development related protocols and the strategy, helping you execute and holding you accountable to it. And on this side is where I double down on the mindset aspect of it, because again, that's the main missing piece of what's missing in the industry. Most online coaches aren't aware of any of this stuff. Personal trainers certainly aren't. Their scope of practice doesn't even allow them to do it. Dietitians only focus on diet. If you only get a mindset coach, then obviously you're missing the entire health and fitness piece of it. So again, we've constructed this to hit the exact nails on the head that need to be hit in order for you to succeed long term. And so in regards to focusing on the mindset, there are a few different pillars of this. One of which is group calls. So I just mentioned this. I host a weekly group call where I go over different mindset or self-development related teachings to help you guys and to aid you guys in your journey. It's also I do Q&As on this call as well, which is a great platform for you to connect with me directly if you want to ask me any questions or anything like that. Okay. And like I said, you also have direct message access to me. So most of the questions that you'll have about the program, you'll be able to message your coach about it, especially if it's a question pertaining to the strategy they're making for you. But if you have any other questions, or if you want to ask me anything, my door is always open for you guys. And also the ELITESELF course. So we have some very, very high level trainings in here for you guys to help you level up and to really help you develop your mindset. This is the last program you'll ever need to purchase. And I say that with like full conviction. This program will literally change the entire trajectory of your life. And these two frameworks are two of the frameworks we have in there. We have about, I actually have the course here too. Is it this? Yep. So we have like 2 orientation modules to start just to get the ball rolling. And then we have, how many is this? 1, 2, whatever, however many this is, of stuff just like this, just like these, to help you level up. Okay. And to give you the potent mindset shifts that you need in order to sustain this progress long term. And this is how we have the program built out, guys. It's yeah, we've done a lot of work to dial things in, and I'm very proud of it, and it's extremely effective. So that's pretty much the extent of it. And we also measure everyone's results. So I'll show you guys these two. These are, we call them report cards. Um, this is an overall view of the level 1 program. So as you can see, it's 5 phases. On the left here, you can see the phases. 5 phases, each of which is 4 weeks for a total of 20 weeks, which is our entry level program. And we essentially just measure what our clients do. We have like an overall performance score there. Nothing's in here, so there's a bunch of errors. And we just measure at the start. We get their primary 3 goals, and then we measure. We look at, okay, what did we prescribe them, like workouts, nutrition protocols, habits, etc. And then what movement was made in their goals as a result of these initiatives. And we make sure that we're holding you guys accountable, but also holding ourselves accountable to creating the results you come here for. And so we measure your results after each 4-week phase, and also after the entire level 1 program, because we want to make sure that you're hitting the progress that you came here for. And so I'm extremely like confident and passionate behind the fact that this is the most effective and most dialed in program for entrepreneurs who want to develop themselves, max out their potential, and in the short term progress with their health and their fitness. And so if that's you, feel free to, there'll be a link under this video where you can book a call with me to talk more about this, to talk more about, what this would look like for you, and to tell me about your goals and what you have going on, and what your schedule is like, what your vision is, what you want to achieve in the short term, who you want to become in the long term, who you want to become in the short term. And we can ultimately talk about and discuss like whether or not it would actually be a good fit to work together. And so my door is always open for you guys. Again, my intention in this video is to empower you guys to become your elite self. If you feel that you want some guidance in order to do so, book a call with me. It's free. Worst case scenario, you just walk away with some more value. But if not, if you feel like external guidance is not the right fit for you right now for whatever reason, totally respect that too. I'm here for you guys whenever you need. And ultimately, my mission, which I didn't even touch on in the freaking start of this, I got too busy talking about myself, I guess, and missed the mission. Our mission is to help solve every single world problem, which sounds massive. I believe that it can happen, and I know that it's possible. Okay. And many people think that I'm nuts when I say this, and that's okay. I don't share those people's beliefs around what's possible. I know in my heart that this is possible, and one of the ways, and our company, Elite Self Coaching, our program, is one of many vessels that's going to contribute to this. I think I did share with you guys at the start of this that our company's goal is to help 1 million entrepreneurs develop into what they define to be their elite self, so they can create their dream life, their vision, and ultimately the impact that they know they're truly capable of creating on the world. Because I know that if we can create an army of 1 million entrepreneurs that are all executing and creating their impact on the world and inspiring those around them and creating massive ripple effects in that regard, that will have massive, massive impact on the world. And maybe even just that happening is enough to help solve all world problems. Like, who knows? Right? And so this is why I do this. This is why I put out this video. This is why I put out all my content. This is why I do what I do. This is literally why I wake up in the morning. Okay. And so again, whether you want to apply for the program, hop on a call with me, or you want to go execute based on what we talked about today, like, I'm fine with it. The only thing that I ask you don't do is go back to your previous patterns of not executing. Because whether you get guidance from us and start executing, or you start to do a couple things on your own, whatever that is, both of those things will result in the world becoming a better place, because you're becoming a better version of yourself and you're applying a better version of yourself to your vision. The option that doesn't result in the world being a better place is you walking away from this video and not doing anything, and staying the same, staying stuck, staying as a low health, low energy, low confidence version of yourself. That's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help those around you. It's not going to help your vision. It's not going to help the people that you know you're truly meant to impact. And so my request to you here is that you take some form of action. Take some form of, ask yourself, what would your elite self do? And then just do whatever that says. Right? I'll leave it there, guys. Enough. Again, I'm here to help. If you want to reach out for any clarification or if you want to book a call, I encourage you to do so. But without further ado, if you stuck with me to the very end here, I appreciate your time. Again, I do respect your time. I hope you felt this video was worth it for you and a good investment of your time. And again, reach out if you need anything. But besides that, thank you guys for watching. Cheers to you becoming your elite self and maxing out your potential. And I will see you guys in the next video. And I might see you on a Zoom call right now as well if you book one. We'll leave it there. Talk to you guys. Peace.